Okay, I think we're live. According to YouTube, my bars are bad, but I will be the judge of that. Or rather, you will be, and you'll tell me. So, hi everyone, it's me, it's NUSensei again. Hi, it's me. Cool. Alright, so, as I said last time, I had a rough week, but things have been much better. It's very important that you spend time to de-stress when you experience high stress, whether it's work related or family related or otherwise, you need to give yourself time. So that is why I'm feeling quite good today. I remove myself from the sources of stress which have been stressing me out, and here I am doing a live stream on a Friday night. It is 9:30 p.m. here, down here, and I hope it is a good day where you are. Hello to everyone jumping in. I do love how you are the notification squad. I know there's the Adventures out now, the Avengers rather, but the notification squad is also a superstar team, and you are part of it. How are we all today? We've got our usual crowd here. Zip. Bit of a shame we couldn't get your form checked, but do send one in if you can. Looking forward to see you shoot, especially from the front, by the way. Last time you sent me a form check from the rear. And welcome. I don't know what time it is where you are. Like, I kind of stopped caring about time zones because, look, I don't know. I just stream when I can, and people watch. Hello, Rob. Hello, A. Kanan. Anonym. XD. Stratus K, of course. Appy3. Aris. Josette. Hello to the usual crowd. So, I've got quite a few different form checks to go through today. And I want to actually show you something which isn't a form check, but if you've been watching the World Archery channel or the World Cup from the Archery TV channel, you've probably seen this particular segment. I had the pleasure of watching this live and commentating in the chat live, and I was absolutely speechless. This is the gold medal match in the World Cup in Shanghai, and you probably know what I'm talking about, but you just have to see this. I'm not going to commentate so much, but you really have to admire this. So here we are. You've probably seen this already. This is Shanghai Jin, and this is I just watch. All right, no sound, but this is perhaps the three best arrows ever shot in a competition. That was number one. This is shot number two. Yeah. 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 That's that is the world number one. That is the world number one in action. And that, my friends, is absolutely terrifying. Holy crap. And I was watching this, and if you watch the live stream, you'll see the live chat with me, and I was just like ellipsy. I couldn't. I just couldn't commentate. It was just so incredible. Ah, man, like I've always loved watching the Korean women because their technique is so refined. It's so consistent. I mean, the Korean men are also excellent. I mean, at the moment, Kim Woo Jin's on fire. But I've always enjoyed watching the Korean women, Kibo Bay, now Chang Hae-jin, because their technique it's finesse to the maximum, to the maximum. I have no place to comment on her form, but if we're talking about how this works out, let's just watch because let's do a quick commentary because there's a reason why I want to show this to you, and it's a level of consistency which all archers aspire to. So let's play this again. And what you want to look out for is consistency. Now, we're shooting at 70 meters. The wind is kind of fluctuating, but it doesn't seem that strong. But the ideal that you want to achieve as an archer is just the same process and the same rhythm with every shot. Just watch the way Chang goes through her motions. So from the very beginning, she has a very consistent draw. That's the first shot. Very straightforward, right in the middle, just below the X, but no one's complaining. Isn't that like the spider rather, still in the X. Second shot, almost exactly the same timing. Bit of wind there, I guess, but had no effect. And third shot. That is absolute confidence in a shot process. This is what we all aspire to. I think these three shots are the epitome of focus, concentration, consistency, training. It's the same three shots. And that is just mind-blowing. I mean, this is a consistency and a grouping that most of us can't get at 30 meters, let alone 70 meters. And that is just incredible. That is just incredible. So there we go. That's our first look at the form checks today. That is a level of consistency and mastery that is befitting of a world number one. So if you haven't already seen that, check out the World Cup from the or the Shanghai World Cup from the World Archery TV channel. They've been posting highlights, but those three shots truly stand out. Look at the views, 16,000 views on that video already. And yeah, it is just amazing, and it's very inspiring. The reason why I chose this is to just demonstrate something, that is just focus. When we shoot, we often lose focus. We try too hard to hit the target, and in doing so, we forget to follow our process. Her process is basically line the target up. She has this two-stage draw, so she draws part way to get that pre-draw, and then she draws to an anchor point. So it's very consistent. I do it sometimes too. Some people draw all the way to anchor point. Some people have a two-stage draw, and it's worth pointing out because you don't have to shoot the exact same way as everybody else. You might think that you have to draw one particular technique. No, you can. There are many ways you can do so, and her technique is two-stage. And I used to like doing this too, and I still do it. So you draw here and then here. It's just easy for me to kind of draw here, regather myself, and then finish the draw, and then squeeze it through. That's basically her timing. Comes up, draws part way, gets the shoulder alignment right, then comes in, and then finish the shot. And this is an automatic process, and no doubt someone like Shanghai Jin, as a professional full-time archer, would have done this hundreds of times a day. So when it matters, that's when she executes fantastic grouping. Absolutely incredible. So, a few quick questions. Were the Korean women better than the men as usual? Yes. The Koreans got a clean sweep of all the medals. So, they were all good. The Korean women, they typically do outperform the men. Not that the men are bad, but the Korean women generally win all the medals. The men kind of have a tough time facing some of the top tier opponents, like Brady tends to pop in every now and then. We've got a few surprise packages, but yeah, the Korean were excellent. The juice today, Zip, it is just plain apple juice. Just plain apple, sickly a robot. The question before, I can't remember who asked before, but do you need to have a chest guard? The answer is no, you don't need one, but when you're shooting the target freestyle recurve, it helps a lot. The main reason why you want to wear a chest guard for target shooting is that it flattens your chest. If you're female, that's probably going to be more important. If you're a male, if you have a large chest, it still helps, but more importantly, it flattens clothing as well. You don't want your shirt or your jacket to catch onto the string, because if you do that, the string will basically lose a lot of its power or velocity, so your shot would not go where you want it to, because it's lost something from friction or from snagging a piece of clothing. Unfortunately, I do see a lot of new shooters who are shooting rounds in competitions who still get the mindset of having like a hoodie with the straps flying around, or very thick puffy jacket, and they just smack themselves all the time. It's just sad, but that's That is a little disappointing. So just make sure if you do need a chest guard, you wear one. Good technique in modern day tends to bring the string very close to your chest, and your arm as well. So that is something you need to keep in mind. I'm trying to pop out chat for a moment because there we go. I missed a few of these things before. Let's see. There's another question. What's a good power of a bow for intermediaries? Amina, you're probably looking for intermediate around intermediate around 30 pound, 30, 35. Just for curiosity, Shanghai Jin shoots a 40-pound bow. Her draw is around 28 and a half or 29, but she shoots a 40-pound bow. And if you can do that with a 40-pound bow, you're fine. So yeah, intermediate, probably 30-pound in my opinion, although I might have misread the question. And was that another quick question I saw? Nope, seems fine. All right, cool. So let us know. By the way, if you're like if you're 14. Sorry, I thought when you said intermediate, like I thought you meant an intermediate level archer. If you're intermediate in terms of your junior age, you probably want like 15 to 20 pound. You don't want more than that. Too many teenagers go overboard with 25, 30 pound and have a hard time learning. Just go for a 15 to 20 pound bow. Wouldn't get more than that. Player Hunter, doesn't rolling up the sleeve on a t-shirt work as well as using a chest guard? Keeps the extra bit of cloth away. Rolling up the sleeve is in like doing this, right? So rolling up, yeah, that can work. If you want to do this, that can. Yep, that's fine. Problem with this is that the sleeve will unroll. There aren't many ways you can roll the sleeve up and keep it in place, so that's going to unroll. Most t-shirt sleeves won't get in the way. If it's really windy, then it might be a problem. But most most shooting shirts have a fairly tight sleeve. It shouldn't be a huge problem for most people. If you have a very long puffy sleeve, you can put like an elastic band around the sleeve, and there are some special chest guards and arm guards which basically cover the front shoulder, so that way there's nothing flopping around. Okay, so let's get to our form checks. Now that was the first one. That was I guess Shanghai Jin. You can believe that. I want to start today with a slightly different kind of form check, and this is sent to me from Mika Archer. I believe it's Ukrainian. Correct me if I'm wrong here. So, Miko is shooting a Mongolian or Manchu bow, and this is different to me. I don't normally commentate on Eastern style archery, so let's watch Miko shoot. There are a few interesting quirks about this, and let's watch this together. So go to the video over here, and let's watch our good friend Miko shoot. And let's point out his first attempts to shoot Oriental style. By the way, that is a nice bow. That is a very, very nice bow. That is so nice. I'm not sure this is the one he sent me. He sent me one video. Is that the first one he sent me? Because I was watching a few from his channel. I think that's his first attempt. I think he wanted to show me this one. That is that one. Okay. Or was it this one? It's one of these two. Either way, I think you get the point. I actually can't remember what he sent me. It's the same thing. This one is a bit more. Okay, no. Let's watch this one. Because this, I don't think this is his first attempt here. Okay, so this, let's watch. Oh, well, the point being is that he has a very, very, very nice bow. Very nice. But, you know, people used to call me an Olympic-style snob all the time, but I just love these bows. That's a very gorgeous looking bow. So let's look the way he shoots. All right. Unfortunately, that's bad editing. Unfortunately, Miko, that's kind of your fault. The shot kind of lost that shot. So watch the next one instead. And you've done this a couple of times in your videos. You lose the shot in your edit. So you see there's quite a bit of discomfort in the shot. So what Miko's doing here, he's adding some tape to his finger. So he's shooting a thumb draw without any protection, no thumb ring, and no glove, and that's painful. I'll tell you that. I'm not sure what the draw weight is on the bow, but shooting without a thumb ring is painful, man. Good luck with that. That is not the easiest thing to do. Okay. All right. So that's the first one. The I'm not gonna show the other video because he has even less confidence in this shot process. So we're gonna show this video. It's one he sent me. So let's talk through a few things. We'll pause the video. Sorry, let me play that. So let's talk through some of the process involved here. You can probably imagine there are quite a few things going on here, which probably need to be refined. Okay, so I'm not going to comment too harshly, but a few things. Now I'll watch the first shot, but we lost the first shot there. But let's see what it actually does. Alright, so in this case he's using the glove. I'm not sure why he chose not to use the glove in the next shot, but he's using the glove here. Not the best glove to use. This is a typical, I think biking glove or work glove. It's better than nothing, but a bare finger isn't particularly easy to use. So, look, he's not. I'm not assuming shooting Manchu style. If he is, then there are quite a few things to fix here. One of the things procedurally in terms of your process, Miko, is that you need to consolidate anchor. It's common for people just starting out to try and find their anchor point, but there's a lot of uncertainty in this anchor point. So try and decide what the anchor point you want to use is. If you want to use like a mouth anchor or a jaw anchor, then go for it. If you're trying to shoot like a Manchu anchor, try and go straight to your anchor point. So that's one thing you definitely have to do is just find. You can't shoot like this. That is a very unstable hold. I'm not sure if the draw weight's too high for you, or whether you just don't know where to anchor. But that is too much float in this case. I really do recommend you invest in a thumb ring. Having said no, the inability to hold the string on your thumb is going to affect your process tremendously. It's a reason why we use thumb rings. Gloves at minimum, but thumb rings are so important. That's a lot of pressure on a single digit. I'm not recommending that you shoot bare thumb. I know some people demonstrate with bare thumb, but they're shooting very light bows. That's something you have to watch out for. In my opinion, get a thumb ring. So let's go back to our previous shot here. I'm trying to watch out for quite a few things here. So anchor point's a problem there. You're still working on your upper body posture, so a lot of things are kind of going over the place here. Why's your head there? I'm trying to get a good grip up the grip. So the grip, it's okay. Bottom two fingers are gripped around the riser, which is good. So the grip's okay. But you can see there's a lot of instability in that shot process. So it might be a draw weight thing. Draw weight tends to push out of alignment if not used to draw weight. The second thing to watch out for is I'm not sensing much back tension. So while you're overdrawing or trying to, you're not using your back tension. So when you release, this arm is not a natural follow through. You fling your arm back. That's not too bad, that one. But the next one feels a lot weaker. Go here. That is not a natural follow through. What it looks like is you've pulled it back to the anchor point. It's a very instinctive shot. So it goes in. There's not much anchor, and you've let go right away, and that is not a back tension kind of release. You can tell, by the way, because if you choose to follow through like that, that's fine. Quite a few styles do that. But the problem is it has to be a snappy motion. If you're doing it subconsciously, like you're actually doing it as an active motion, it's not really a follow through. I feel this is not the strongest back tension. Okay, so yeah, that's kind of my point of view. You could open your stance up a lot more, especially if shooting Manchu style. You're more open stance. You don't really want this parallel stance or square stance, but you can open more. Anchor point. This one's not bad. It's a still frame, but the movement is quite high there. That's probably the weakest shot of the lot. So yeah, you need more back tension. This movement here, Manchu style, there's a lot of back tension. That's quite a long floating anchor. You can still shoot fine with it, but you probably want a closer one to your face. So between all your shots, there are many differences in your anchor point. So I'm going to imagine this is a very early part of your thumb draw Manchu style shooting. I think this is a good shot. This is I should say this is probably your worst shot. Yeah, the reason why it might look good to you is you drew back further, so it might feel good. But I feel that your release is limper here. So it's one more look. Yeah, that release is not the cleanest release. So, yeah, but that's my quick feedback for your shooting process. Yeah, I think the main thing for you, Miko, is that you need to get used to your anchor point. Find a good anchor point. Remember to, again, with these, if you're shooting thumb draw like this, you probably want a very long draw. So find the right anchor point. Get the back tension right. You can't understate that. Especially for Manchu style shooting, back tension is super important. It depends how close you want to follow gouging, for example, if you're learning the way of archery. So that is, you probably want to lean forward a bit more, get this drawn further back, get more back tension in, can lean forward this way a bit more, so you're kind of leaning backwards or standing perfectly straight, open your stance, lean forward a bit. So there are quite a few things going on. I don't have my my bow here to demonstrate, but there are quite a few things that we can incorporate. Yeah, and the katra isn't the best either. I'm not going to really talk about katra, but there are quite a few things to do here. So let's just do a very quick overview. So with thumb draw, I don't have a bow to demonstrate, unfortunately. Do I not have a bow? So a couple of things. You may want to, especially if you're shooting at close distance, you might want to lean forward just a bit here. So drop the front shoulder quite significantly. I'm trying to get a better angle here. Sorry. Let's just turn the camera around. All right. So let's go to front shoulder. All right. So what you kind of don't want to do is stand too straight, especially a short distance. You want to lean forward just a bit and drop this front shoulder here. Okay. Make sure you have that shoulder. And what you will see is that this is the same with Olympic style and with Asian style. You'll see that little dip in the shoulder here when you do it correctly. So you want to do this, right? So drop the front shoulder, and when you draw, you want to draw and try and find a good anchor point. Now, if you're shooting the shorter draw, you can anchor at the back of your ear. If you're shooting Manchu style, you want to go as far as you can. One of the things for Manchurian style is that you need to find a natural anchor point because you float, okay? So you need to feel the maximum extent of your draw. Many people can't do this, and Gouging in his manual talks a lot about how if you don't practice correctly, you can't get the full draw. So this is something you need to work on. You need upper body strength and the flexibility to get your full draw, okay? So you were working towards there. That's great. So try to get that consistent. But you also need to maintain your back tension, right? So you would pull it back, but you're using your arms to do so, you're not achieving full draw. And so when you let go, it's a limp release, you're kind of flicking it like that. Hence why the follow through might seem a little forced. You're doing kind of just that. Whereas a full draw with your back tension, same with modern target archery or Western style archery. You pull back to your full draw, you squeeze shoulders together, and it comes through in a much better way. If you choose to fling your arm backwards for a clean release, it'll be a lot more natural rather than a forced action. The other thing is, like I said, a little bit of a lean. Manchu style tends to lean more kind of forward this way, so you're kind of doing that. So rather than leaning backwards, you want to go forwards, be more aggressive on the draw, so you're pushing forward and leaning forward, almost leaning into the shot. So that's what I would probably recommend, is to, don't feel afraid to put more of your body into the draw. And there are other things too, but the main thing for you is get used to your anchor point, get used to your draw weight, and, sorry about that, and put your body into it. A few questions there, sorry I missed that. Roll the sleeve works, I guess. Sorry, Play Hunter. Alright, Pain Seeker. I've pretty much got a stable stance with anchor point and loose my grip on my bow. Even so, my left shoulder still hurts sometimes. Any idea what that could be? Are you right-handed? So you are. So your left bow shoulder still hurts. What could it be? If this shoulder hurts, it is not because of your stance typically, unless you are leaning backwards. The most common reason why this shoulder hurts is it is popping up. It is out of alignment, so when you draw back, the shoulder pops up like that. So you're pushing the weight through your arm up into your rotator cuff and your deltoids here. That is the most likely reason. The secondary reason may be you're not used to the weight of your bow, so you're lifting up like that, and this is getting fatigued. But more worrying is that if you're not aligning your shoulders properly, then if this pops up and you're pulling back like this, even a few millimeters off your correct alignment will result in a significant amount of pain. Okay, it will ache. It won't like completely destroy your shoulder, but if you keep on doing it, that's likely to cause injury. So be careful about that. I've done it quite a few times. If you don't do it right, you feel it. You can't lift your arm up, so you strain your rotator cuff. Not cool. Whew, sorry about that. Did I miss anything? Why did we start archery? I answered the question a bit later. It was a random thing. I just picked it for fun. There's like the club nearby. Yes, compression stress is a big problem too. That's basically the reason why pain hunter. So you probably don't want to hunt for pain. Waltham, having a problem bringing my draw arm around to bring the arrow through the clicker. Can you suggest anything to increase my back flexibility? Flexibility exercises. Check out the third SPT. That is flexibility. So practice drawing to your clicker, then drawing an inch past the clicker. Don't let go, of course, but do the flexibility exercise for half an hour. So to count a full draw, go past your clicker by an inch. Spend around 10 seconds expanding through. So go through your normal shot process and expand through the clicker over around 5-10 seconds, and then click it, go through clicker by an extra inch, reset, rest, and then do it again. Repeat that around 10 times for several reps. So yeah, like the only way to improve your flexibility is to train flexibility. That's the reason why. If you want me to demonstrate, sure. Sage, go back here. Ugh. All right, so just do one more time. Yeah. Okay, so just quickly, I'm using a glove here, but so I'm not using click for this bow, but if you were to train it for clicker, you would come to full draw as usual, go through your normal process, anchor, and then stretch and expand an extra inch past your clicker, and then reset. Takes around 10 seconds to go through a full expansion. I didn't really do that, but you do that about 10 times in a row. Rest for around 20 seconds between each flexibility test, and then rest for around 2 minutes between each set. So again, watch the SPT video. I do in more detail there. That's probably the best way to improve your flexibility. Use the clicker. Okanen, what kind of angles are more beneficial when analyzing form as far as filming? If you could only pick one thing to film, then it would be the side on. Okay, the side on is the best thing because we can see probably 90% of your process if you're shooting a side on view. So you want a whole body view, not just upper body. Upper body can focus on a few things, but ideally a whole body view, side on or from a front angle is very good because we can capture most of the things. Ideally, we would like a front view, a view from behind. So if you're shooting from behind, getting this way helps too. From the back, not so important, but it can help watch your back tension. So there are, I recommend as many angles you can. Front, behind, and back are good angles. But if you had to choose one, front. I want to show you an example of what not to do a bit later as well. But most of the things I show you will show the correct angles to work with. Alright, back to our next form check. So the next form check will be from our Facebook page actually. And this is interesting because I haven't seen someone shoot this bow before. It is an Oneida bow. And a lot of people are asking for it. So let's watch our good friend Jun have a shot. So let's even pick up the bow. I want to commentate, but it's nice watching this bow in action. And by the way, I should point out that this is not the best angle, but it gives us enough of a view. Unfortunately, he has to put his phone on a table or something, so we're missing half the screen. But at least we can see the top part. I can see his head, I can see his hips. I can't see his feet, but I can imagine his stance. It's not too bad. Interesting little glove there. It's got a very big arm guard. Not sure what's going on there, but that's okay. If you're worried about that, nothing wrong with that. So it does quite a few shots, so we go through the process. It's a good sequence. And that's probably the perfect one to show that as the last one there. Because there is a consistent problem with people who train in the backyard. They develop certain habits which can be problematic. So I'll address that one first because it's the easiest one to fix. When you were shooting at a low target, because you're shooting in the backyard, you have to shoot low. You can't shoot at a level target or high target. When you shoot at a low target, you need to bend at the waist. So don't drop your arm to point the bow at the target. This is a very good alignment, by the way. This last shot, when you drew it level, is excellent. This one's probably your best alignment so far, actually, of all the shots. But when you drop the bow to shoot at the lower angle, what happens is that you drop your front arm. Okay, that is a little problematic. So get back to your shot there. So this particular shot is the better one. Very nice sound. You see a great line. That shoulder's a little popped up there. You could drop the shoulder just a bit more, but it becomes more apparent when you lower the bow. And what happens there is now the shoulder's out of line. So that's going to cause problems. You're using a lever bow, and this is more of a compound style bow. You won't feel it as badly. It's a recurve, but you can see, and that shot, by the way, you lost your back tension too. Back tension is very important, so you kind of pull yourself forward by the bow, and the release was a little weak. So that was a little problematic. But go back to the other shots. So let's see a bit closer. So we're using fingers. It's a compound bow, by the way. People ask like, well, what about these hybrid bows or these lever bows? These bows are more like compounds, not recurves. There are certain advantages, yes, but they're actually more like compounds. So you feel that let off in this case. It's a bit different from other bows, but let's have a look here. So one of the things I find is just be careful with your back elbow. You will, especially when you anchor that high, it's okay when you anchor high, you're shooting bare bow. What you may find is that you're putting too much strain, too much bend, and you're breaking the line with the arrow here. This is not too bad a shot. But what you might want to be careful, might see in the next shot, is when you drop the arm too much. I'm feeling there's not enough back tension going either. Again, with these bows, because they're like compoundish bows, you don't really need the back tension, but you need to have them in your shot process. And that's okay. You see again that shoulder misalignment. Back to the last shot. Over there. Shoulder drops. You can see this is... Oh, it's not YouTube, sorry. There you go. So you can see again, that arm's pointing downwards, shoulders popped up there. So you're putting some weight on your front shoulder. Again, you probably won't feel it as badly, but you might want to lean forward instead. So tilt with the waist and drop this a little forward. So keep the arm up. That's what I'm trying to say. Back to our plate. And just watch that sequence again. Can't really slow it down, but just watch that sequence again. And watch the release. Just before the release, there's a slight drop there. So you're kind of hunched up, I feel. So when you release the arrow, your shoulders drop to your normal level. Bang, there we go. So there's hunched shoulders. You can see before and after. See this shot again. So during the shot, the shoulders are hunched up, and after the shot, they're relaxed. So let's regather for a bit. So going back to our camera here. So one of the things we teach to our beginners is to get the feeling of the shoulders in the right alignment. What you should do is to breathe in, to feel your chest rise, and then breathe out. And when you breathe out, your shoulders drop to a natural, relaxed position. This position is where your shoulders should be in the shot process. Okay, so you can spin around here. So breathe in, shoulders lift, and then breathe out. That is your shoulder alignment. So when you shoot, your shoulders don't go above that. Sorry, I smacked the microphone. So let's do this with the bow. It's a very good way to exercise this correct alignment. So again. Your shoulders don't go above that point. Yep. So I'm sitting straight. And that is correct shoulder alignment. So what you'll see in that video is our friend Jun, who's hunching up with the shot. So when he pulls back, he hunches his shoulders up like that. This is a good demonstration. Shoulders go up, and doesn't drop them. And after he releases, he comes down. That amount of tension, that's bad tension. Back tension is good, but when your shoulders are tense, you're hunched up, that's bad. So there's not enough transfer of the weight to the back muscles. You're not really applying back tension. And again, because you're using a lever action bow, you won't get the same feeling as if you're using a recurve. The recurve will tell all, the compound not so much, and the Oneida bows are pretty much compound bows. So yeah, watch the shoulders. And again, when you're shooting and you're shooting a low target, rather than shooting, drawing high and then pointing down your front arm like that, tilt forward. So keep the shoulders level and bend at the waist. Don't drop the arm. Keep the arm level and bend downwards. That's the key. So I guess for you, anchor seems okay. It's mostly shoulder alignment, and try to get process and back tension into. Even though you're using a lever bow, still the same thing as a recurve, right? To come through, anchor, back tension, and maintain that back tension, and then release. Joseph, email to me. I'll pop the address here. If you've got a link or video, just email me the video. It's NUSensei. It's the wrong one. Email to this address, and we can have a look at it a bit later. Okay. So email to that address, send the video, and you're cool. All right. So that was the feedback for Jun. Compounds really have to pay attention to back tension. It's very easy to forget to use correct back tension with a compound because you feel the let off, it feels lighter, and you still need back tension. You still have to expand through the shot. If you're using a release aid, same sort of thing here. You still have to expand through the shot, or a back tension release, you're still got to expand through the shot. The back tension release aids, you have to do it correctly because as you lock it in, you expand. That's what triggers the release. It's not a trigger release, but a back tension release. Once you expand far enough, then it'll angle and release. So you still must pay attention to back tension, even as a compound archer. And the Oneida lever bows are the same thing. You have to pay attention to back tension. Pay attention to back tension. Okay, that makes sense. Otherwise, nice shooting, Jun. I think you're doing okay there. Enjoy your bow. It's a very nice bow. You're very unique, I guess. But yeah, no, good luck with that. Good shooting. Just keep those things, shoulders and back tension. So next, whoops, I keep smacking my microphone. Sorry about that. Next video. We don't have much left. So this is Jun's done. That's done. And the next video is actually a very good one. This comes from Dwayne Cecil. And this one, I think he's getting coached by somebody. I'm just going to open the video first. So he's getting coached. And this is actually a nice one to watch because there's not much I'm going to add to this commentary. I'm going to turn the commentary off, but it's basically it's just good and keep pulling through. So let's watch this together. I'll answer questions a bit later, Janos. So let's watch this. We'll get full screen. Let's watch this together. This is Cecil. Okay, that's the last shot, so I missed that. Okay, so throughout the whole process, the coach is saying good, okay? Now, I want to make a quick side note here. One of the best things about these live form checks, I do a lot of side tracking, but here is the thing. If you show someone this video, and they tell you, they'll point things out like your feet or your release or something, don't listen to them, okay? This is a good shot process. As someone who is not your coach, I will have no right to tell you what to change. Because the thing that people always nitpick are things which they don't understand. If I'm there, and I can see your process, understand your mindset, then yes, I will give you more specific commentary. But watching the shot sequence, there is nothing wrong that I have to point out. So I will agree with your coach. They're good shots. Let's watch it together once more. Okay, I'm gonna get the Firefox. Let's watch it once more. Nothing wrong there. You could argue a bit more back tension. Look, from this angle, I'm not gonna comment on back tension. It seems like a light draw weight. You have nice control. It releases a little limp, but that's not problematic here. I'm gonna assume you're hitting your target. Nice draw, nice strong technique. Good scoop, nice under jaw, consistent movement. This is really good stuff. Release is clean. Keep on powering through that clicker. Shot's good. No, there's nothing wrong with this process. I'm glad you shared with me because this just validates your hard work and your training. You keep on shooting like this, you will get very consistent scores. This is a smooth process. I would not fault this in any way. Nothing wrong with this. Clean. Shoulders are good. Expansion's nice. This is good training. You've been coached well. I'll put it that way. You can tell when someone's been coached. And for those watching who are self-taught or just starting out, you can see huge differences between the way you learn perhaps and the way Cecil's shooting. This is someone who's been taught properly. And this is just nice to watch. It's a good rhythm, it's a nice pattern. You're doing a good job, Cecil. Come through, anchor, and squeeze, release. It's a predictable, consistent rhythm. This is excellent training. Thank you for sharing, Cecil. It's a very good example to look at. And like I said, if you show this to someone and you ask for feedback and people tell you these small things, ignore them. Because anyone can be an armchair expert and a coach online, but sometimes we say things just to be different. Like maybe you're taught one way, I'm taught another, and I'll say maybe you should try a square stance, or maybe you should do something, maybe you should draw differently. No, don't change. Your process is good, and it's better to live good alone. Okay, don't change just because someone tells you to. I would only change your process and your technique if your coach tells you to. Okay, even then, if you feel it's working for you, you're in a position where I will validate that what you're doing is fine. Okay, so that's it. No feedback for you. That's great shooting. Smooth. It's absolutely smooth. I think Chad agrees. Beautiful shot. And you're right, Play Hunter. It's very relaxing. It's very good rhythm. That's one of the best form checks I've seen. All the fine things are well handled. There's a lot of finesse going on. You're doing a great job. Very nice. Thank you. Okay, let's check our email again. I think Joseph sent me one. Fantastic. I've got another one. This one's from Dimitri. Now, he sent me a few different versions. Last time I did a form check, or last live stream I did, I mentioned that there was one video which was unwatchable. And this was painful physically to watch. And I'm saying this to make it look bad, but I actually couldn't watch this because alert, if you have epilepsy, do not watch this next minute. Okay, I just want to show this to you, the rest of us, because if you send a form check to somebody, please don't do this. It makes it impossible to watch. So let me load the video. This is the first version. He sent me a better one later, but he told me later on the email that he may have gotten carried away with his editing, and the answer is yes, he definitely got carried away with editing. Let's watch Dimitri's video. Okay, you can probably always see a big problem here. So let's play this. Oh, my eyes. Yeah. This is a problem. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm sorry, Dimitri. I'm not trying to make it look bad here, but this is actually physically unwatchable. People will get headaches from this, so you can't do this to somebody. You can't send this like mind control video to somebody and expect feedback, because this is unwatchable. And by the way, this is not my player on slow motion. This is the actual speed of the video. Of course, the original's probably at full speed, I imagine. But this is slow motion. And there are quite a few problems in this particular format. And we'll look at the fixed video later. But this is just to demonstrate to people what you shouldn't give me, or any coach, to get feedback. Are you still there, guys? It's, I'm sorry if you're drooling the mouth, because that was a little painful. I'm very, very sorry. So, ouch. Whoa. All right. So yeah. The original probably was high speed. Yeah, you're right. So let's talk through this. This is less a form check and more of a video check. Do not send me this video. If you're doing training, slow motion. Let's go through each one. Okay, let's go all the problems. Firstly, the most obvious one is 6 simultaneous things. This, in fact, does not help analysis in any way, because as a coach or as someone who's analyzing form, I'm looking at particular things. And notice how I looked at Jun, I looked at Cecil. There were particular things I'm looking out for in a single frame. When there are 6 frames like this, what the hell am I looking at? There is too much information. So I can't. I'm watching one, but there are 5 more things happening at the same time. So I can't really do this. It might look useful to track similarities in movement, but because every shot's slightly different anyway in terms of timing and tempo, this is an unreliable way to get through everything. I'm looking for things. This is my process, right? I'm looking like front shoulder, front shoulder, front shoulder, front shoulder, front shoulder, front shoulder, bow grip, bow grip, bow grip, bow grip, bow grip, hook, 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 elbow, 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 back shoulder, back shoulder, back shoulder, head, head. I can't do this, right? This is why it's overloading. I just can't. I can't analyze this. So I've got, like, imagine I'm looking, like, in any one frame, if you do this, Right, you do a normal shot process. As a coach, I'm looking at like 5 or 6 different things at once together and piece them in my mind to form a process. I can't do that. I can't watch 6 things at once. Like times that by 5 or 6, I'm looking at 30 things at once. You could say just watch one frame, but there are too many things happening. That's one problem. The second problem is the slow motion. Slow motion is good when you're doing live analysis. So if you film something, you might play it back in slow motion. Beautiful. Someone can commentate live. But the problem is that I need to see real time. Okay, real time will show me the timing and rhythm of your shot process. So if you give me a super slow motion, I have no sense of time. So I don't know if you're holding too long. I don't know how long you're taking to draw. It's really off-putting to do that. And if I play this at, I don't know, 2 times speed or something. Let's go to 2 times speed. It's still too slow. I tried this last time. At 2 times speed, it's still too slow. So at normal speed, at the original speed that was sent to me, I could not have any sense of what was happening, and it just didn't show me the information I needed. Even at 2 times speed, I probably need to like do 4 times speed to get the right real time speed. So this is just too slow to work with, and you see it's slightly better, but even at 2 times speed, it is just too slow. The third thing, and by the way, the other problem with the slow motion is the flick of the lights. Science lesson for those who don't know, lights flicker. Did you know that? So, when the lights flicker, like it flickers at a rate which your eyes don't perceive. Some lights will flicker at a different frequency, but when you film things, the camera's shutter speed will pick up flickers because, yeah, no, you're right. So as Player Hunter mentioned, like the playing 2 times speed reduces the flicker. We'll play the game. So the flicker is still there, but it's less perceptible because it's playing 2 times speed. So imagine if I play at 4 times speed, it will get the right frequency, so the flicker won't appear. So yeah, you need to consider this sort of thing. Slow motion will make the lights flicker more, so the video will be unwatchable. There is one more thing to point out with this video, and that is the framing. I'm missing too much information in the frame. Okay, so I see your feet, great. I'm missing this part of your head. Now, this is not. I can still see your shoulders and see your hand placement, but I'm losing the top of your head. I'm not sure your head position is. It's making it hard to kind of analyze. That's all. I can do analysis, but there's too much kind of clutter and crampiness to kind of really identify things. So, this is a video which is probably the worst analysis video. Just be mindful of that. So, as you said in your reply, you may have over edited. Yes, you did. It's impossible to watch. So we'll watch the edited version now, the proper version. And this is going to work. Alright, so I've got it loaded up. This is much better. Wow. Wow, yeah. But yes, okay. Anything under 60 hertz is instant headache. Don't do it to us. So let's watch the actual version now. It's just 2 shots. Ah, that's much better. That is much better. That has to be slow motion. Is that slow motion? That looks like real time. No. Alright, guys, chat, help me here. Is that actually slow motion? Is that slow motion, guys? Because I can't actually tell. It looked like real time speed, but this is why you've got to send me real time speed. Like I can slow it down. If it's too fast, I can slow it down. But I can't if I don't know the original speed. It's hard to analyze because this is so important. Because what I'm looking for is, are you going through a natural shot process? Are you taking too long to draw back? Are you holding for too long? I can't tell. Chat, double check for me. Is it slow? Well, let's watch it again. Doesn't seem right to me. It has to be slow motion. Yeah, that's slow motion. I mean, like, a release is actually faster than that. So I think that's slow motion. So it's kind of off-putting there. I'm pretty sure that is slow motion. Yeah. Is it real time? I can't tell. It doesn't seem natural. It looks too floaty to be real time. I mean, you can draw this slow in real time. Yeah, I mean, that looks like real time, because the release is pretty snappy. I think it's the same. Yeah, it's got to be. Okay, let's assume real time then. Just for curiosity, let's put it at 1.25 speed. Let's see if this actually solves the problem. So yeah, this is one. Come on, come on. 1.25. I'm on 1.25 speed, so one and one quarter speed. That seems more natural to me. This second shot. See, that's a slow. If this is real time, that's a slow draw, and that's fine. If I was to speed up again at 1.5, that's fast forward. You know it's fast forward. Still, that's a slow draw for fast forward. But this is not natural speed. I know it's too fast now. So I might be nitpicking. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it just feels too slow. Either it's in slow motion or you actually are going very slowly. Okay, so let's talk through some of the techniques here. It does look better, doesn't it? Right? The door window, does that give it away? You can see the door window there, right? So let's see in the background what people are doing in the door window there. That's just pretty normal speed. What does it? It doesn't give me enough information. Let's get back to our 1.5 speed. Sorry, that's equality. I'm fascinated to kind of deconstruct this. It's just kind of funny. So that's too fast to be normal for human, right? So maybe not quite. If you go back to our 1 and 1/4, it's too hard to tell. Let's assume it's normal speed, but the point's the same. Okay, the point's the same. The process is too slow. I'm not sure what the draw weight is, but it's too slow. Nah, that's too slow. So if we let's talk through this. Let's talk through this. Yellow dress. Yeah, it's. I It a good point to make about this. A good point to make is that if it looks this slow, then I think it's too slow. There's nothing wrong with continuous draw. Continuous draw is going to do like that. But the thing to keep in mind is that drawing is an active motion that takes energy. Duh, alright? But the longer it takes, the more fatigue you feel. So if you're going like this, I've got a same stage here, let's do it. My goodness, this on a 45-pound stage, it's going to be painful. Okay. Wow, alright. So a normal pace shot will look more like this. Bring it up, anchor, tighten, and release. Okay? That's a normal speed. Let's go this way. Okay? It is a fluent draw, but if it's that slow, I don't feel it's a good draw because you lose a lot of energy. Now, if it's a light draw weight, that's not as much of a problem. But if it's a heavier draw weight, that is a problem because you can't do this on a heavy draw weight. So it may be exaggerated. You're right there. I still feel it's very slow. So you want to come in, anchor. That's a fairly natural rhythm to have. That's probably what I'm aiming for, is that sort of rhythm there. I'm sitting in a chair, so it kind of feels a little weird. So if you're going at that speed on a heavier bow, you're gonna kill your tricep or your shoulder this rate. So to match your speed, I have to do this. I have to go up and then okay. It's possible. It's possible. I'm not gonna do it more than 5 times in a row. I'm exaggerating the speed that I'm doing this. So it is possible. So up. So I'm actually going too fast. See, it's not a natural draw. It's not going too fast. No, I'm going too fast. This is what I mean, like, it doesn't seem natural for me to draw it slowly. Unless you're doing a very, very light draw weight. And people who do light draw weights who are learning often do this. Jeez. Wow. I normally would keep a glove somewhere here. I do have a tab, but I haven't unboxed it yet. Yeah, no, I should keep a tab. The reason why I don't like doing this, but maybe in the future, I'll keep a glove or a tab lying around. I do have spare stuff. Yeah, what was I? When people do this with light bows, I don't feel it reinforces good habits. That's my my concern. It's nice to get it right, and if Dimitri is at the stage where he is trying to get the exact feel, this is okay. I would like to see a bit more pace in this. Again, one of the main reasons is you get too fatigued in doing a long draw. Yeah? So by the time you get to your anchor point, you've exhausted most of your energy reserves, so you are less stable on the shot, and you will definitely feel this with a heavier bow. With a lighter bow, not as bad, but you need to kind of pick it up a bit there. And most coaching manuals will advise you to not take too long to draw, because you will feel it here. Okay, just be careful of that. So what else can I point out? I do notice there's a bit of creep, and this is a normal thing shooting bare bow. When you come in, there's a bit of forward motion there, very slight. So it's reading Play Hunter there. Your skin will eventually thicken, yes. Some of the traditional shooters don't shoot with gloves, and they'll have that feeling too. So let's watch this first shot. So let's see some more details here. Let's full screen this. Sorry about that. Let's go disappear. So it's a long draw. It takes it should take more like 1.5 seconds to get here. 1 second to 1.5 seconds. When you get here, that's around, it's a little airy fairy. So from start to finish, might be around. No, it's not too bad. It's very exaggerated. Comes in there. Watch the fingers. It comes forward a bit. Yeah, so you can see the slight shake there. You're not using clicker as far as I know. This is a fairly normal thing shooting bare bow. And I think in that shot the shoulders hunched up a bit. So if we come back to here, and the shoulders come up just slightly. Yeah, it feels there's a bit of compression. So it feels like you're being overpowered by the bow just before you shoot. It's not a horrible shot, by the way. It's okay. What I'm looking for is a bit more expansion. You get the anchor. I want to see more squeeze. So in this case, the continual draw should continue. So when you get the anchor point, you should start expanding. So your chest comes out, your shoulders squeeze together, and its arrow moves back with an extra inch. When you use a clicker, you feel it. So if you're going to stop there, this is normal bare bow when you learn. But try to keep on squeezing through the shot. Yeah, well, the shot isn't horrible. It just needs a bit of fine tuning there. So after all that, there's not too much wrong with the shot. It's just actually the video which kind of threw me off there. And this is the point, like when I see a shot like this, as a coach, from the coach's eye, I'm looking for all this. I'm looking for this. So I need just one frame. I think it's okay. I think that last shot reveals the shoulder alignment there. The shoulder pops up, so it's a little up, not tremendous, not horrible. So it's actually okay. Yeah, it shows a little hunched. Just a little hunched. But overall, not too bad. What does chat think? Yeah, Morton's got a point there. If the bow's too light, you don't feel muscle usage. This is when my recent video where I reviewed the My Bow Elite, I was using the 22-pound limbs. I just felt too light couldn't feel back tension. I found it really hard because I was basically pulling back, flip, okay, flip. Found it very hard to feel back tension. So if you slow it down, you don't get any better. It's better to kind of get the right feeling and do it naturally rather than to slow it down a lot. And a lot of beginners do a very slow draw to get it just right, and then they'll hold there forever. Maybe pick up the pace a bit. It's funny when you mention that piece. My original childhood dream was to be an author. Little trivia there. Player Hunter. Is a slow draw like that fine with lower draw weights? Should you maybe increase the weight to encourage a faster draw? No. You don't increase weight to encourage faster draws. No. That's ridiculous. So like it's how can I say this? You're not addressing the problem in the right way. So there is a slight problem, but increasing draw weight will exacerbate the problem. It doesn't solve the problem. Yes, people can't really slow draw with a light bow. So with a heavy bow, it's a really hard thing with a heavy bow. With a light bow, you can draw slowly, but you should be able to draw to the point correctly without thinking about speed. Shifting to a higher draw weight is not recommended because people struggle more with higher draw weights. Eventually, when you shoot for a while, you will develop a feel for what the weight should feel like at your draw length. So, for example, if I shoot like a 50-pound bow and then I shoot a 40-pound bow, it'll feel a little weird. If I go from 40 to 20, it feels super weird. So I kind of lose my tempo when shooting a 20-pound bow. So it depends on what feels right for you. It's what you're used to. So no, I would not recommend a higher draw to fix that problem. It's basically just go a little faster. It's not bad to draw slow on a low draw weight. It's just that it's hard to maintain that alignment and that tension when you're taking that long for a shot. There is an optimal peak period, and it's about 2.5 seconds, probably 3 seconds of the whole shot process. Any longer, and you start to shake, start getting fatigued. So just keep that in mind. Shall I ask us a question? So we have a school group shooting on our range as part of our trimester project, and what I noticed, and this is what I noticed too, some of them draw to the face and keep a hand a couple centimeters away. Now that's normal. You do this, right? Yeah, this draw. That's it. They don't touch their face. That's tough. This is for all our beginners do the same thing. People who have absolutely no interest in archery, no intuition, will be very afraid of the string. And teaching school kids is very hard. I tried this. Some kids really get it. Most kids really they'll keep the head away from the string as much as possible. So if you tell them to pull further back, they'll lean further back and they'll do that or something. It's pretty extreme. I'm not exaggerating. They do this. So they draw back and they'll let go. They'll kind of draw here, and then if you say draw further, they'll lean back more. That doesn't work. How would you teach them? Don't tell them, show them. So like it's tough working with kids, but what you should do is guide them. So a good way to do so is kind of guide their hand with like a finger, or guide their elbow. So if they're drawing back on the elbow, put a finger here and just keep applying pressure. So don't push the elbow in, but kind of keep applying pressure until they reach the right spot, and then once they're fine, tell them to let go. Clarification. The basic draw to the right anchor, but keep the hand sideways. Huh? Help me here. What am I doing? So if the draw to the right anchor point, but keep the hand sideways. What am I? Like this way? Oh, it's in like this, right? So you're shooting. So they draw the right distance, but keep it very far away. So that's the point. So by me in front, you not mean like this in front, but this front. Yeah, is that what we're talking about? I think they're talking about. Yeah, push it in. It's just like they're not used to the idea of actually physically aiming. A good example of this, thinking like laterally here, right? Imagine someone shooting a pistol or rifle for the first time. Someone who has no intuition with a firearm will not think about lifting the gun up to eye level, or like getting the right like facial like head position. So it's kind of like they kind of shoot kind of like this. And that's a fairly normal thing, because when you don't have intuition, then you just kind of point it, but you don't really think about what your body is doing. And archery is very similar. The idea of alignment is a foreign concept to people who don't do any activities which require alignment. Good examples: if people do martial arts, they are more likely to pick up the same skills in archery, because things like alignment, stance, open stances, shoulder alignment, they're key concepts in martial arts, and they'll pick it up faster. Whereas and they can transfer that to an archery process. But if you have no experience to any form of activity or sport which looks at alignment and physical contact points, then it's very hard to kind of convey that. So you have to learn from scratch. So a lot of it is basically background information or background experience and intuition. So if you're drawing it back the right way and you're doing this, then that's actually decent. You're halfway there, and they'll shoot like way to the side and you're kind of shotgunning. And especially kids, they won't really reflect on what happened. Just keep on doing it until it's right. Well, my recommendation is, especially if you have the chance to train one-on-one with a kid, then tell the kid to, slow down. Tell them you guide them, and then when they get to here, then tell them to touch the face. And in my top 10 video, I say this right, they won't touch their face. You have to actually physically show them how to do so. And this is what most coaches do, whether it's gymnastics or any sort of in martial arts. If you do something wrong, then they'll kind of guide you in. Now, in the past, you used to get slapped with a bamboo stick. We can't do that in most states anymore, so you have to be a bit more child safe, so you can't touch them a lot. But basically, especially communicate with the child that you're going to guide them in. And again, don't try to grab the hand and push it in. An old-fashioned coach will do so. It's probably the easiest way. But for a kid, be gentle. If they're holding out here, just kind of tap the hand and just gently guide it in to their face. All right. You can kind of put the head in as well if you want to. Don't grab their head and shove it in their face like that. That's not going to help them. So yeah, my recommendation, Shalasa, to solve this problem is just guide them in. If the arms are a problem, put a finger in the elbow and push the elbow back. If the hands are a problem, it's too far out, just wait. Let me show the correct way. Push it in. There, that's good. Now let go. Pew! That's my recommendation. I had a question before, I just missed that. It was Alden. Okay, I'm having a hard time finding an anchor point after switching from fingers to release. Any suggestion how to find an anchor release? On a compound bow or recurve bow? Compound with the release aid, that's a little different. Can't advise you too much. Someone else can easily show you compound, but I'm not doing it right now because I have another form check to show. So let me load my last form check. I think that's the last one. I got Joseph sent me in. So that was Dimitri's video. So sorry for the rant on the playback speed, because it kind of threw me off first time around. Couldn't quite do it second time around, but yeah, a recommendation was pretty clean there. So our last video was just sent in by Joseph. Sorry for making you wait, by the way. But we've got some interesting videos. Let's load this one first. Okay. Oh, that's a fast one. Alright, this after watching Dimitri's video, the speed got to me. Bing! Alright, let's watch Joseph. This isn't slow motion, right? Oh no, it's slow motion! Oh my god, Joseph! Oh, I know you warned me in the chat. I saw that before. Oh my god, that threw me off so badly. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Can you see my problem, guys? Please don't do this to me, because it's just throw me off. It looked like I'm thinking, my goodness, that is such a long hold. Any moment, no. Okay, let's do slow motion. That's what the hell? Oh dear. Oh dear. That's fun. Thank you, Joseph, for the laugh there. That was an interesting predicament. It is slow motion. I know you warned me. Let's watch it again. Alright. So now that there's slow motion halfway through, we got this. It's kind of like super fast and then bang, slow motion. So I think from here it's slow motion, doesn't matter too much. Okay. The reason why I want to see a real-time speed is I want to see how long it takes to get to draw, how long you spin an anchor, and how long it takes to expand. So this process should take around, no more than 2 seconds. Most people will anchor and shoot in around 2.5 seconds, unless you really have to aim to win. Even so, anything more than 3 seconds is a long hold. And a good point to make is if you watch like any of the World Cup videos, the commentators will always point out a long hold. If you see a good example in the last World Cup, the Shanghai World Cup, Furukawa, the Japanese archer, he tends to hold for very long, tends to hold for like 5 seconds, and he's used to it. But they'll point out that that's unusually long. So recommendation is about 2 to 2.5 seconds. But if you send me a slow motion, do warn me. I just want to see real time to see how long it takes, and that's a general thing. But let's see the process which Joseph's going through. So back to start. So you see, it's not a 10-second hold. So yeah, my original thought was that's a long hold and then slows down here. So yeah, that's alright. So let's see the motion now. Alright, so a couple points here. So nice basic check when I do things is bow grip is pretty decent. That's good there. This grip is very nice. Good anchor point. That's a nice solid connection point there. One thing to watch out for some people is a lot of people will pivot here and leave a gap. So the more contact there is, the better the anchor is. This is why the jaw anchor is so strong. There's less movement here. This is a nice demonstration from Joseph's form check, because you can see all the contact points. This is a very nice angle. Nose on the string, lips on the string, and that's the jawline anchor. That's a 3-point reference. Very nice. Now, quick commentary on the lips. A lot of people tend to do this, especially from starting out. Some people have to do this because they can't quite get the lips on the string. What I would generally more recommend is to get your head down a bit more. So you kind of push your nose a bit more tightly against the string, but that way you have the string pressing against your lips rather than pushing it outwards. I find quite a few junior archers do this. I'm not sure why exactly, but quite a few junior archers use this particular method. And also those old school archers who use a kisser button also tend to do this. A couple of reasons why this is a little unfavorable, not a bad thing, but it's kind of like the doesn't feel quite right. It's a bit more tension in the face, and you don't want facial tension. And also, you don't always pucker your lips in the same way every time. So imagine drawing. I'm gonna kiss the sage. Kiss the sage. Here we go. So imagine going. You're kind of pulling back and trying to find the angle point. You go. It makes sense. It makes sense. So if you need an extra inch or something, you could pucker your lips. It works. I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it works. But it's something which you probably will grow out of. I think as you get more comfortable, you probably might want to tilt your head just a bit further in so the string comes across. Okay, just to show the sage. So if you draw back, instead of coming in and kissing the string, put your head down a bit further. So draw back, head down further, and you get the string across your lips. There might be a consideration. Don't change this for me, by the way. Might experiment. But lips is probably something you grow out of. Some people can do it really well, but it's just one of the things which is hard to do really consistently. Was that a question, Salasa, by the way? Go kiss a button. I'll explain what it is, but I don't know, because it's not really used these days. Just let me show you what it is. It used to be very popular in the 1980s, 70s and 80s. It kind of lost its popularity. So this is what it is. It's more used in compound, yeah, it's true. So let's have a quick look here. Bing. So this is a kisser button. The idea is that it's attached to a string like this. Compounds tend to use it because you have the peep sight, a kisser button for an anchor point, but recurves also use it. Try to find a recurve shooter. These are all kisser buttons, so it goes around the string. Used to be very popular at world level. So let's use, here's a kisser button. That's not a kisser button. I'm gonna find has one. That's a kisser button. There we go. Thank you. Strengths and strategies. This is from Bow International. Nice little article here. Okay. That's compound. Let's just look at this image just to go closer here. So if you zoom in, you get that. So you can see she has a kisser button here. Okay. So with her recurve, she pulls back, and the kisser button goes between the lips. There. And that way you have a consistent reference point. Now, why would people use the clicker? Again, it used to be very popular back in the old days, but nowadays people tend to have the string on the nose, the lips, and the jaw here. You might notice she doesn't have her nose on the string. So she needs a second point of reference because her nose, it might be her nose is too small. So she can't actually get her nose on the string properly. And that's one of the main reasons why you might still see the kisser button recommended. You can still buy them today. And some coaches will recommend that you try one because, yeah, some people just can't get their face in the right position. So they need the kisser button there. We did have an archer at our club who's a similar reason. Her face shape and her nose size just didn't allow her to get the string on the nose, so she had to use a kisser button to acquire the same consistency. Yeah, those things. Yeah, I'll just still use them. All right, let's sidetrack back to Joseph. Sorry, Joseph. Back to you. That wasn't you, Joseph. That's me. Back to Joseph. Okay, so back to your shot. Let's try to get through this one shot here. So, but just because this is the classic kisser button kind of pose, but it works fine. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, so unfortunately, the shaky camera kind of makes it hard to tell the shot expansion. It looks pretty solid though, and the slow motion there. This is pretty solid. I don't see a lot wrong in this process. Shoulders are level, they don't move too much, even in slow motion. You're not creeping. Looks fine. Good process. Sorry. People always ask, you always flop your hand around here, NUSensei. This is a natural result of back tension because, again, thank you for the angle. I think the other angle is better, but I'll explain it from here first. The reason why the hand is behind the neck is because there's rotation. This elbow is not going straight back. It's actually going around. It's rotating around that shoulder joint. So naturally, when you let go, the arm and the elbow will go this way. So you don't actually have to go straight back. And a lot of people think that we're doing this as a flare or we're not using back tension. This is correct back tension. When you release, you will go behind your neck. That's the natural thing. Now, I tend to do this in a barbell as well because I'm used to it. That's a good shot process. That's fine. Go to the other angle, you can see more clearly. Onto loads, of course. Slow motion. That's a nice angle, by the way. This for those wondering good angles for form checks, this is a nice angle. Would like to see this in real time. Some motion time shake that's happening there, but again, you can see tight anchor. Very good anchor here. Very nice. That's a good grip too. Perfect Olympic style grip there. Even I don't do this. I should be doing this more, but I tend to be a little lower. Great bow grip. Great. That's well established there. Good contact. Again, I personally wrap too far around, so I need to kind of change more out this way. Got a bit of experimenting to do. This is textbook. Beautiful. That's a textbook shot, Joseph. That's well done. I'm not complaining about this at all. I thought Dwayne was shooting well. Oh, sorry, Cecil was shooting well. This is probably trumping that one. This is probably an even cleaner shot process. That's beautiful. That is really nice. You can watch this all day. Yeah, you can watch this all day. Very nice. And that is good slow motion to have. It's nice to have real time and slow motion, so you can see the finer details, and that's really nice. I don't have anything specific to add to your shot process. This is just clean. There are small things you can change, but this is a clean shot. You're doing fine. You're not collapsing the shot. You're powering through nicely. Nice control. Good consistent anchor point. Nothing wrong with that shot. So thank you, Joseph, for demonstrating that. That was pretty clean. Very nice. You've learnt well. Yeah, no, great. Can't see anything wrong with this. That was a textbook process. Very nice. Very nice. Alright. That's my last video, by the way. So if anyone else wants to send in a video, this is your last chance. That was really good. So thanks, Joseph. It's nice seeing some really good stuff. We saw Cecil shoot really nicely. Joseph does really well. Shanghai Jin, of course, shot really well. I got a few others. There were some interesting techniques there, but that was a really, really clean shot. I think you did a great job there. I'm not ashamed of that. So well done. All right, I'll take last request and last questions. So I want to do a live reaction video to something very soon. I haven't seen a video, but I want to do this as a separate video. Maybe not now, but maybe tomorrow. I'm gonna do one quickie. I'm gonna. There's a cringe thing I'm gonna watch very shortly. Won't spoil what it is, but you probably know what it is if you're kind of watching some movie trailers coming up. I've heard bad things about this one, but we'll see. Apart from that, how are we going? Anything else, guys? Any other last requests? I'm just browsing Reddit of any quick things here. I think we're good though. Oh, sorry. Whew. Ah, good, Kevin. You made a Facebook page for your channel. That's nice. Like I said in the last video, like any way for people to get to you is a good thing. You know, the more social media fronts you have, the better it is. But also remember that you have to maintain these things. So you have a Twitter account or a Facebook page. You got to maintain them. Otherwise, you have all these like dead fronts with people asking you questions. There's nothing there. It's the reason why I don't do Discord. I don't check Discord. Can be quite dead on a slow channel. But yeah. You know, anything which professionalizes you is better. You know, and for you especially when you're making content, you know, so think about your approach. People love professionalism, especially sponsors. By the way, an all pro tip here: sponsors love people who are confident and professional in front of a camera. Even a lot of like pro staff or staff in companies or businesses don't feel that confident in front of a camera. So if you can do well in front of a camera, then you have a very good edge. And I speak from experience, by the way, that people love positivity and confidence in the camera. Yeah. Toxus, I disagree, by the way. Facebook is still very popularly used. Instagram is also a nice way to get stuff, but the problem with Instagram is very photographic based. Archery isn't something which suits Instagram particularly well, unless you have like a blog or vlog happening. Because if you're going to try and do tutorials, Instagram is not the place to go to. Instagram kind of shares photos. The thing with, I mean, Twitter works too. Twitter has a very good platform. I personally don't use it, but Twitter works too. But it depends on, like, you have millions, thousands and millions who use each platform. So you have Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I don't use all of them. I've got all of them, but I don't use all of them. But you have the front which you promote the most, right? So it's not about don't use this, use this instead. You're cutting out part of your audience. So do everything, don't do just one. Joseph, is there a big difference between a square stance and an open stance? There is a difference. Is it a big difference? It is substantial enough. The Koreans tend to use a square stance, and everybody else tends to use open stance. Open stance feels a bit more natural because it's more stable. Square stance is a bit more it's more consistent because you don't have any variations in your angle and your feet placement. Therefore, you can easily replicate the same shot process over and over again. Open stance tends to be a bit more suitable for rotation or draw. Square stance is a bit more linear. Both can be executed to the highest level. So people like the Koreans will shoot square, but a lot of great shooters will shoot open. So the majority of people shoot open because it's easy to feel core muscle rotation and a bit of twist, whereas the square stance it's hard to do so, but you have a much more linear draw. And every club country will train a different system. The Americans do open stance, the Australians use square stance, the Koreans use square stance. Both can be equally good. So they're basically, I don't think that one is better than the other. Because if I say that square stance is more stable, the Koreans will prove me wrong. So it's not one or the other. It's what feels more comfortable for you. And Shalas, I agree. By the way, like I don't use Twitter. I have no time for Twitter. I have nothing to tweet about. I use Facebook only. So things like Facebook are shared very easily. Like you have friends. Twitter, you don't have friends. You have followers. So Twitter's very good for like celebrity accounts, where they can tweet at each other. Facebook is much better for sharing. It's more social. You can share with your friends. It tends to be much faster that way. That's why you have, think about all, like, you don't have one, like, ultimate social media front. Everything is good at something. So it's why you shouldn't rub yourself with a chance to promote. I don't use Twitter, but I just made a NUSensei Twitter account because people want to share on Twitter. So rather than someone else do it, I can do it. Just adds more visibility. I don't really use it, but it's a repository for my videos, gets more search results and so on. Someone searches me on Twitter to find NUSensei. It makes sense. Otherwise, you can combine all the social media to make one ultimate time-wasting website. Combine YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook, you get UTwitface. Thank you, Conan O'Brien. In the year 3000, utwitface.com. I believe someone actually bought the domain for utwitface. Actually, I'm going to look it up while we're here. Is utwitface actually taken now? Ah, yes, it's in border. It's not a social media thing. But it's a news site. Okay, fair enough. There you go. You twit face. Very nice. That's an old joke, man. I did like 5-10 years ago. The other one was on MySpace, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. It's my face, you twit. Okay. Any last questions? Any last questions? Libertine 717. Scratch. I want to shoot, man. I think I'm coaching tomorrow because our regular instructor's away, so I'm taking over tomorrow. It'd be fun. I think it should be what's the weather tomorrow? Holy crap! Like it's been a pretty weird, like stormy, windy weather. What's tomorrow's weather? I forget to check. Let's see, 20 degrees, partly cloudy. Okay, it's a perfect day. A little windy. Yeah, okay, that's doable. Sunday even better. It's a great weekend. Oh, nice, very nice. Slight chance of shower in the late morning and afternoon. Okay, that's not cool. I can live with showers. Not so much for wind, but showers we can do. I think I'm shooting tomorrow. We're shooting around. We shot Sunday. Because we didn't get a message. So we shot Sunday last week. So we should be shooting tomorrow afternoon. That's my last live stream. Is it cold there? No, not really. Have I gained weight? No, I haven't. I'm just close to the camera. What's this, Morton? Accuracy is a myth, a result of an equation, hence a law of averages. I agree with this one, actually. Because they did not to the full extent where it's just averages. accuracy is the result of probability. That's why I agree. When people think about accuracy, they rely too much on data precision, right? So you actually hit exactly where you want to hit. The reality of archery is that you repeat it so often that it's a probability of getting arrows in that grouping. So if you are X skill, let's say a variable value, okay, you're X skill, then you should get this grouping like this size at say 30 meters. That means whatever you get from tens or nines or eights is probability. It's not actually about your skill, but your skill constricts your grouping. The higher your skill level, the tighter your grouping. And inside that grouping is what you will get as a probability. Now, of course, when you have like Korean level, Shanghai Jin level, your consistency is this much at 70 meters. Therefore, like your probability is 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, right? So that's kind of where it is. If you think about it that way, and that's why I do agree with more. If you think about it in that sense, yeah, accuracy is a matter of repetition and consistency. And in that sense, if you can guarantee a level of consistency at a set distance, then you will get a certain score. You don't suddenly jump from 500 points to 600 points by sheer skill. You lose points because you are going beyond that grouping. So yeah, you're absolutely right. I think I would agree with that to a certain extent. If you mean pedantic about it, it's a little different. But yeah, no, I actually do agree. It's about repetition. It's about it's probability. That's pretty much it. What do you do, Carson? What do you do if you're unable to keep drawing through a clicker? Let down. If you can't draw through a clicker, you let down. If you're stuck at the anchor point, then you let down. Start a game. And do it properly. Power it through. Being stuck is often a mental thing, not a physical thing. Obviously, if you set the right distance and the right poundage, then it's a mental block. You need to remind yourself to power it through. So, if you get to the very edge of the clicker, you can't get through, don't force it. Start a game. Have I competed at the Olympics? Well, clearly not. Clearly not. Who do you think I am? Is it weird if I don't find it very motivating if I get medal for sure on Sunday? As in the medal. Like I'm getting a medal for hitting the target, not even scoring decently. Oh, okay, it can happen. I mean, if you talk about things like, if you're in a division with them, like three people, and you get a medal, yeah, that can be the case. But like you never think about placing or medals. You shoot the best you can. Your only opponent is you. The only person who affects what you do is you. That's the unique thing about archery. You don't have to worry about what other people do. So motivate yourself to shoot your personal best. Yeah, more like get the feeling of a good shot, and you'll be fine. Okay, I reckon I'll call it. It's been about 1.5 hours, which is pretty decent live stream for form. We got through several videos. As usual, if you want to get your form checked, then send me an email at new.sensei.archery.com. Sorry, at gmail.com. You can see the address of my YouTube channel. I only do these once every now and then. If I get enough requests, I'll do them in one shot. If I get one or two, it'll take a long time to do so. I do like doing these. Nice to see people shoot. People get some validation from doing so. So thank you to everyone who's contributed so far. I got one quick question there. How much would you fanboy over meeting one of the Korean female archers? Would I fanboy? No, not really. I didn't grow up with these, people, and these aren't my role models, so I wouldn't fanboy. So no, I probably wouldn't. I would like to shoot against them, but I know I'll lose. But it's more like I can watch them shoot. But yeah, no, I wouldn't. I'm not a fanboy person. Okay, so thank you all for everyone's participation today in chat. Just click a shalasso. Like don't worry the middle. The middle isn't there. Just shoot. The middle isn't a motivation. The fact that you shot is a motivation. If you want to justify a medal, Remember, you took part in the competition that other people didn't. So it's not your fault that you're getting a medal. It's other people's fault for giving you the medal. So if you need to justify that, that would be it. Otherwise, don't put any value on medals. Only put value on what you enjoy. This is NUSensei. Thank you for watching. See you all next time.